Hey, so what's up guys, Matt here with FeiyuTech, and today right in front here I have the FeiyuTech G6 3-axis stabilized handheld gimbal. And actually I was intending to buy the G5 previously before I heard about the G6. The G6 actually launched about a couple of weeks back, so it's a pretty new product and stocks are pretty scarce. But thanks to a friend which I know, so he hooked me up with a unit of the FeiyuTech G6. Right here actually I have my GoPro Hero 6 as well as a Polar Pro polarizer filter. Okay, I got this gimbal for actually around 930 ringgit, and I also ordered the gimbal tripod from FeiyuTech, which will come in a couple of weeks or couple of days more. So I'll be probably just posting some pictures about that on my Instagram account. So if you do want to check it out, follow me on Instagram at droidtech_official. I'll be posting shots and tests from the gimbal right there. This video will actually just be an unboxing. If you do want me to do another video on how to set up the gimbal and other features, do hit me up in the comments and I'll make a video just for you guys. Okay, so without further ado, let's just get right into the unboxing. So I've actually already opened the gimbal to actually test out the gimbals to make sure there's nothing wrong with it. Let's take a look around the box. So it's a basic white box. You can see G6 FeiyuTech on the front, as well as a image of the G6 with a GoPro right there, and also you can see the controls, which we will take a look at later. You can see FeiyuTech at the side. On the back you can see the model, the QR code, and it's Bluetooth, as well as has Wi-Fi and stuff like that with this gimbal. So this is a breakthrough in gimbal technology, I would say. It doesn't only have Bluetooth, it also has Wi-Fi. So the reason I got this over the G5 is because this gimbal can also control your GoPro or your Sony RX0. Only currently two models are supported, which is the GoPro and RX0, which are the top of the line cameras. So let me open this package right here and slide out the included case. So as you can see right here, there's a FeiyuTech case right there. So let me put this box to the side. Okay, so you can see this box is made from a pretty durable material. I'm pretty sure this bag is also waterproof as well. Not waterproof, but water resistant by the nature of this material. So it's not foam, it's some kind of PU material, I guess. And there's also a carrying strap for you to carry your gimbal with ease. Okay, so let's unzip this and take a look at the contents in the box. So I put everything back exactly the way it came. So this is exactly what you're going to be experiencing. So this bag is of very high quality, I should say. I've actually owned the Zhiyun Smooth Q gimbal for smartphones in the past, and that is pretty good as well. But I think the padding on this is even better. Let me give you a close look at the padding. You can see this is like really good foam material to keep your gimbal protected. And the best thing about this case is actually you can actually keep your GoPro inside here and you don't have to take it off. So you can just store everything right in here and you won't have any problems with the gimbal or the GoPro being damaged or your action camera being damaged. This gimbal, by the way, works with a multitude of different action cameras, like even the E4K Plus and a couple of other brands. As long as you have the same form factor as the GoPro, you would probably be able to use this gimbal. Of course, we cannot consider the Sony action cameras because they have different form factor, so you have to get a special gimbal for that. And then FeiyuTech actually makes those gimbals for Sony cameras, but they are a little more complicated from the pictures. I think this is pretty straightforward. Okay, so inside the box we actually get a FeiyuTech letter which contains your instruction manuals, your warranty information, warranty card as well. So warranty card, so you can see there's instruction manual in two different languages. So there's English and one more in Chinese. I don't understand Chinese even though I'm Chinese. My whole family speaks English, so it's always English for me. Okay, so let's put that to the side. So let's take a look at what else is in the package. So we have a nice FeiyuTech box right here which contains the essentials. What I mean by essentials you will see in a second. Okay, so some stuff already fell out. Okay, so putting that to the side. Okay, first thing we have is a micro USB charging cable. So standard affair right here. Okay, you can use any micro USB cable, it will work fine. Okay, so the next thing in the box is actually a micro USB to USB-C cable. This is used as a bridge, so it's actually you can use this gimbal to charge your GoPro on the go. So you will never run out of battery on your GoPro by using this cable right here. So this is a very important cable. In fact, I would say that even though it takes away the waterproof function of your GoPro, but sometimes you need the battery to actually get your shots done, so this cable is definitely necessary. So we have put that to the side. So we also have two more shorter screws in case your action cameras are slightly smaller. But for most of the action cameras, we actually will be using the long one, which is already pre-installed. Okay, let's take a look at the battery right here. So let's take a look at the specifications of the battery. See, it's FeiyuTech battery. It's official battery. And you can see it's 3.6 volts, 18 watt hours. See, it's a pretty huge battery. Okay, this battery, there was actually a plastic protective film. So you do have to take that out in order to use the battery. So don't be mistaken that the gimbal is faulty or you got a bad unit. But you have to actually remove the plastic. So I heard some YouTubers actually said that, oh, they thought it was a faulty unit they had, but actually it was just the plastic covering the battery terminal. So okay, that's about it for the battery. We'll have to install that in a bit. Okay, now taking a look at the gimbal itself. So let's take a tour around the gimbal. So on the front, that's where your joystick will be, and then a small screen to actually show you details on whether your Wi-Fi is connected, your Bluetooth is connected. You can even change your camera settings right through this gimbal. So that is really a game changer. I've never seen a gimbal which can do that in the market at all. So this is the very first one. And also this gimbal is also splash proof. It is not waterproof, so don't go submerging your gimbal underwater. This will do the job in maybe a rainstorm or something like that. Okay, so taking a look at it, there's also the joystick which I mentioned earlier, and then there is a power on button as well as a mode button. This will be the mode button where you actually are able to swivel your gimbal around for maybe a selfie or maybe a vlog style video, as well as being able to lock the different modes, like maybe the lock, the pan, the tilt, and stuff like that. So right at the bottom we have the record button. This record button will be able to control your GoPro or RX0 camera. So you can choose between modes, video or photo, and be able to control your camera without even touching the camera itself. Okay, so taking a look around the side. So this one is actually a settings button, if I'm not mistaken. So you can actually hold on it, actually change the different settings on your camera, as well as changing the mode, so from photo to video and stuff like that. Okay, so there's also a micro USB charging port right here. So let me give you a closer look. So micro USB charging port with this rubber cover. It's not really a gasket, but I guess it should do the job, technically being splash proof. Okay, taking a look at the back of the gimbal handle. This is where you will be able to tilt your horizon. So you can tilt it either way you want. I'm not sure who will be using this. I for one will be using this, and I think it's quite a weird choice for them to actually design it on the back, because I don't think you'll be actually using it, but you'll be accidentally triggering the function even though you don't need it. So I don't know why they did that. And this button right here is actually to reposition your camera straight forwards in that case. Taking a look at the left side, we have a 1/4 inch thread right here, so you can actually screw on maybe a cold shoe mount or maybe a phone holder. They do sell phone holders, if I'm not mistaken, for this gimbal, so you can actually mount your phone at the side and have it something like the DJI Osmo. And I don't think I'll be using that. Well, that's there for a reason, so some of you might actually use it. Okay, so taking a look at the gimbal motor itself, so you can see there's a USB port right here. This is where you'll be able to charge your camera by plugging in the micro USB to this port right here, and then plugging the USB-C connector to your camera itself. So this is where the charging all happens for your camera, at least. Okay, so let me try to put this back. Okay, so putting that in place, you can see there's a small foam padding, so you can easily take that off, put that to the side. I don't think you'll be actually using that. You can actually leave your camera mounted on here. So you can see there are actually 2 thumb screws here for you to actually mount your GoPro or any action camera. So you can, it's pretty long, so you can actually adjust it pretty far out. But I would suggest actually, if you guys do have a sponge or any small sponge layer, to actually put it right here. That's what I'll be doing. I'll actually be putting a piece of sponge here, because you know, metal against plastic, obviously the plastic will be the one getting damaged, so I don't think I want that to happen. So I'll be actually sticking a piece of foam right here. A very thin piece of foam will be good enough. So that'll be what I'll be doing. And then you see there's also foam lining here at the side of the motor, as well as on the back here, so it will not scratch your action camera. So it's pretty good. Okay, one more thing, you've probably noticed that this gimbal motor is actually at an angle. So why did they do that is many of the action cameras these days have a screen behind, or touch screen. So most of the older gimbals will actually block the functionality of your touchscreen, but with this gimbal they actually rethought the whole gimbal design and actually put it at an angle. It's a simple engineering feat, but just by this it will actually enhance the user experience of the gimbal itself, and actually when you're filming you can know what you are filming because it's not blocking the display. I don't know how good that will be at certain angles if you're holding the gimbal. Like if you're holding the gimbal at an angle, at maybe a 45 degrees angle, it will still block the screen. So it depends on you, but I appreciate the R&D they actually put into this gimbal. Okay, you can see from here there's actually a lock and unlock right here, because what's unique about this gimbal compared to other gimbals like the G5 and the previous models is that you're able to adjust and balance the gimbal. Instead of just the gimbal being able to work with your GoPro, you're able to adjust the gimbal to actually work with a multitude of cameras. That's why this is the real deal right here. So you can actually twist it and loosen it and balance it to whatever camera you're using. That's how I was able to use the Polar Pro filter in the first place, because the Polar Pro filter actually causes the gimbal to go out of balance. But when I am able to adjust this, I'm actually able to use or plugging in the USB-C to 3.5mm audio connector cable. I won't be buying that, but at least I have this option here that I know that my gimbal won't have a problem. And also these motors are slightly stronger than the old ones, so they've improved overall the design and the torque and most of the functions of this gimbal. I mean, it's not much of a difference compared to the old one in terms of price. This gimbal is definitely a real good buy. If you're intending to get one, don't think of any other brand, just head over to FeiyuTech and just order it from them. Okay, so taking a look at this, there is a G6 logo right at the corner. On the bottom of the gimbal, we actually have a 1/4" thread. This is where you're going to be able to mount something like a tripod. That's the tripod I was talking about, the original FeiyuTech tripod. So you can actually do time-lapse video and stand it up without worrying about the gimbal falling over. Okay, last but not least, you might be thinking that why do you even buy a gimbal for the GoPro Hero 6? Because they have awesome stabilization in camera itself. But the reason I got this is because the stabilization doesn't work in high frame rates, especially I like to film in 4K 60 because I'm able to slow it down and make a very cinematic slow motion video in post. And I'm able to do that with 4K 60. Of course, the more resolution, the better, right? That doesn't allow me to use EIS. So video footage which I tried is actually very unstable, it's very shaky. So I had to invest in a gimbal. That's why I got the G6. So you might be wondering why? So that's your answer right there. The stabilization is not all that great because unless you're filming in like maybe 30 frames or 24 frames per second, yeah, that is good. But if you're going to film in higher frame rates, then definitely you have to get something like this. Or is this a G5 because the price will be dropping pretty drastically because there's a new model right here. But I think this model for the slightly higher price tag actually is worth the money. So okay, let's proceed to the video footage which I've shot with the FeiyuTech G6. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments also what you think of the video stabilization, and will you be actually purchasing something like this, or are you thinking of purchasing a gimbal? So hit me up in the comments, subscribe to this channel, and like this video if you did like it. It'd be very much appreciated. So take care guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.